Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Susanna from the Frollo community, and we've got the wonderful expert guest, Jessica, this evening, who is a journal coach. And it's really all about reframing and changing your limited beliefs to change the way than your story from where you are currently. So some of you might have done some journaling, and I know that Jessica is going to go through the flow of journaling and how the benefits of it with us this evening. And like I say, there will be some time later to go through some questions. So I'll pass over to Jess. So thank you so much for being with us. I will now mute myself and I will hand it over to yourself. I'll just be here if you need me, okay? Thank you, Jess.
Thank you so much, Susanna, for that lovely introduction. And hello, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen. Oh, hang on. This one. Okay, right. Oh, hang on. I need to make it bigger. Oh, you better see all the open shopping tabs. Hang on. Right. Okay. Can you guys see that? Amazing. Okay, so as Susanna said, tonight I'm going to be talking about journaling. So kind of just an introduction into journaling, how you can use journaling in your life, how you can implement it very simply into your life. And then we're going to end with a bit of a journal flow. As Susanna said, if you have any questions at all, please do ask. You don't need to wait till the end, but I'll open it up at the end as well. Okay. Oh, how do I get to the next? Here we go. Okay, so I am Jessica Avey, aka the Journal Coach. To get the kind of boring stuff out of the way, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I'm an accredited life coach, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, or NLP for short, and a journal therapy coach. And I specialize in female empowerment and mindset coaching. So my zone of passion is helping women to identify and reframe their limiting beliefs through the powerful art of journaling and other mindset tools. So limiting beliefs they're at the core of everything. I won't go off into it too much because it's not what I'm focusing on in this session, but your belief system is it's like wearing a pair of lenses. It's what you view the world through. So you'll have lots of empowering beliefs, but you'll also have lots of limiting beliefs. We all have them. And you see like your thoughts, your actions, your responses, your habits, everything through those beliefs. So if you have a core limiting belief, and as an example with single parenting, it might be, I'll be alone forever, or I'll never meet someone, or all the good ones are taken, or I'm going to get left on the shelf, or, something like that. Your thought patterns, your actions, your responses, your habits will be seen through that lens. So I love helping women to go in, and women and men to go in and identify the limiting beliefs and reframe them. And journaling is such a powerful way to do that, because of the self-awareness that you can build. So more importantly, I am Jess, aka Mummy. I'm a single mum to two wild and wonderful boys. Oh,
hey Jess, just to let you know, unless it's different on everybody else's, but the slides aren't changing on mine.
Oh.
It's still the same one where it says introduction to journaling.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, it says your screen sharing is paused.
Oh, let me have a look.
Resume share. Hang on.
Yeah, try that. It shouldn't be.
I'm clicking resume, but it's not doing anything. Oh, hang on. Right. Let me stop sharing.
And then maybe try it again, see if that works.
Yeah. I don't know why that happened.
No, it does it sometimes. If I make
okay.
you...
Oh, thank you for letting me know. Imagine if I got all the way through. Okay. Right. Can you see it now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Has it changed?
No, it just says what we'll cover.
It's paused again. Oh, it's really annoying because I've got really cute pictures of my kids on there. So
Oh, darn it.
I wonder if I'm pressing something wrong. Okay, I'm screen sharing. Click to exit that. Okay. Okay. And when it goes bigger, I think it's when it goes bigger. So maybe I just won't make it bigger.
Yeah, maybe just keep it, because we're okay seeing your shopping list. It's all right. We don't judge.
You can see there's just lots of ADHD child assessments and things like that, and then camping shopping. Okay.
Are you okay with that yourself?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So yes, this is the part about me and all the kind of just qualification stuff. But then, yeah, this is me, Jess, aka Mummy. So I'm a single mum to two wild and wonderful boys, Jasper, who is 9, and Jensen, who is 6, and a dog mum to a crazy French bulldog called Peanut. I don't have a picture on here. But it was my own journey to becoming a single mum, going through heartbreak, depression, low self-worth, anxiety, overthinking, just feeling really desperately unhappy. And I felt really stuck. That was a massive thing for me. I felt so stuck in life. And that's what set me on the path to transforming my mindset, becoming a qualified coach, and then helping other women to do the same. So if you are in the thick of it at the moment, you're at that beginning stage and you just feel any of those things, low self-worth, depression, heartbreak, any of that, please know it's like this, the catalyst for change. It's almost like you're being shoved into this cannon and it's dark and it's a bit smelly and damp and it's hot and you can't see anything and it's uncomfortable. Like, you're going to light that fuse. All of the mindset work that you do, the time, all of those things, you're going to light that fuse and you are going to be just shot into your next level and amazing things are going to happen. But yeah, that's my boys. Okay, so in this session, just move this over a little bit because I can't actually see. I can't see underneath everyone's pictures. Here we go. Okay, so in this session, we're going to look at how you can implement journaling, especially as a single parent, into your life. So you might implement it in different ways depending on where you're at on your journey, what your goals are. So it might be to help you with healing from heartbreak. It might be to help you to regain confidence, rediscovering yourself, boosting your self-love, being more present, soothing your nervous system. That's been a big thing for me. To help organize your thoughts, filling up your cup, expanding your gratitude, releasing the past, goal setting. And it's also a really wonderful tool for your children to use as well. My eldest has gotten into journaling and I just love it. And there's so much more as well. You can use journaling for so much more. Okay, so what we'll cover, what journaling is, the rules of journaling. It's very, very strict. It's not at all. The benefits, the immediate ones, and in the long term, when you can implement journaling, why we journal, the different ways to journal, and then I'll give some example journaling flows. Okay, so what journaling is, as per the Free Dictionary, it's a personal record of occurrences, experiences, and reflections kept on a regular basis. There was another, can't think what the word is, not description, the word has just gone, definition, the act of keeping a record of your personal thoughts, feelings, insights, and more. I think they're both really beautiful ways to describe it. I would personally say it's the art of putting pen to paper and letting what's in your mind flow through the pages. It's a really beautiful art of just taking what's up here, which quite often, as human beings, let alone parents, let alone single parents, there is a lot going on up here, and just, it's like setting yourself free and putting it on paper. Now I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here because it's so much, journaling is so much more than just being in the moment. It's a means to no end. So it's reframing and capturing the beauty of and learning from the past. It's grounding in the present moment, and it's creating your desired future through goal setting, manifesting, habit tracking, self-awareness, reframing your thoughts. So it really is something that can help you, every past version of you, your present self, and who you're becoming. So in terms of the benefits of journaling, there are so many in the moment ones. It can help you to gain clarity. It's relaxing, it's grounding, meditative. It can help to boost your self-awareness, soothe your nervous system, to boost serotonin. It helps to raise your vibrations, and it's self-care. So it feels good doing it because it gives you that sense of accomplishment that you've done something for yourself. And I always say this, that even if you haven't had this big mic drop moment, this big realization, you don't finish the session thinking, right, my life is organized now. It was still a successful journaling session because you've just given yourself like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of self-care. You've heard yourself, you've held space for yourself, and that counts for so much. And then in the long term, it improves your focus, it boosts creativity, it improves your relationships. Having that self-awareness really helps your relationships with yourself and others. It's healing, it helps you to track and maintain habits, regulates your emotions, helps you to manifest, to improve your writing skills, increases your self-awareness. I've put that in the moment as well. Help you to reframe your beliefs. And then there are lots that kind of cross over as well. So they're reducing stress in the moment and long term, reducing anxiety, improving your overall mood. So you'll notice it can really help to boost your mood in the moment. But you might then notice as well after 2, 3, 4 months, like in general, my mood is just elevated. Helps you to release, strengthen your gratitude, identify patterns and habits that don't serve you. And there's so many more. Honestly, it's one of those tools that just, the benefits are endless. So the rules of journaling, which I said are very strict, there are none. So journaling, it doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be spelt correctly. It doesn't have to be done at a certain time. It doesn't need to be a certain length or a certain duration. It doesn't need to have a certain outcome. It can be on paper. You can do it on your phone in your notes section. You could do it on your computer. Some people as well, which I quite often do if I'm on the go, is do it as like a voice recording. So sometimes if I'm out and about and I don't have my pen and paper, I will just record my voice, or I'll just go into like the videos bit. I'm not actually filming anything, but just to capture what's going on in my head. And there are actually apps. One of my friends has one. I don't know what it's called, but it's just like a journaling app, but you do it all voice recorded. So there are so many ways. If you don't like writing or you can't write, you can do it verbally as well. Doesn't matter if you use pen or pencil. It sounds like an obvious one, but sometimes people say like, is it okay if I've used pencil? Or is it okay that I've used plain paper, not lined paper? And I'm like, it's as long as you're getting it out here, it's fine. And it can be done when you're happy or sad or any kind of feeling. So I mentioned this before we started recording, but a lot of people will, sometimes when I do my journaling sessions within my community, they'll say, oh, but I feel okay today, so there's no point. And I'm like, no, like that is a perfect time to do it. Yes, it helps when you feel sad, angry, overwhelmed, stressed, but it's also amazing when you feel excited, happy, calm, content, because it helps you to strengthen your gratitude. It helps you to take note of the things that make you feel good, so that next time you don't feel good, you've got like a list. You can literally look back through your journal and be like, oh, when I'm around this person, I feel good. Like you notice the patterns. When I've meditated in the morning, I feel good. When I've been to this particular restaurant or, whatever it might be, you're literally creating this toolkit of things that make you feel good. And it elevates your mood, journaling about things that make you feel good. And if you are into manifesting and you want to manifest, you have to be at the vibrational frequency of what you want to achieve. So when you're feeling grateful, when you're feeling loved, when you're feeling kind, generous, giving, receiving, whatever it is, you're going to manifest more of that. So being able to capture it and journal it is amazing. Okay, so the only rules, if we can say there are rules, is to let it serve a purpose. So as I mentioned earlier, you could have a big mic drop moment. You could release something, you could manifest something, you could literally think, right, I have gained so much clarity in that one session. That's amazing. But also, if you just feel exactly the same afterwards, that's fine, because you have just given yourself even just 5 minutes of self-care. You know that feeling when you call up a friend and you're like, my ex-partner has just done this, or the kids are doing this, or my boss did this, and you just want to offload. How good that feels. Like, that's such an amazing feeling. But also, how good does it feel when a special person calls you, they choose you to be the person they offload to know, oh, I'm that safe space. I've got a few friends that I'm that person for, and they'll offload and then they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'll be like, no, I'm really grateful that you feel safe with me to do that. Well, when you journal, it's a combination of the two. You're being the person to offload, but you're also being the person to receive it. So it's a really beautiful kind of coexisting combination. And then the other kind of rule is, it's not really a rule, more of a statement, but the more that you do it, the more benefits you'll have. So just like with any habit, once is better than not at all. And once is better than, a habit that doesn't serve you. But the more that you do it, the better you'll feel. Just like, you go to the gym once, or go for a walk, or whatever it might be, drink a glass of water. It's better than not doing it, but the more you do it, you're going to feel better. But equally, if you miss a day, it's okay. If you miss a week, it's okay. We don't shame ourselves for being human. We just notice what we didn't do, or how have I worded this? How what we didn't do made us feel. And we use that as fuel to do it next time. So if you notice, I didn't journal before bed and I woke up feeling really stressed, just use that. Don't shame yourself, but use that as, okay, I don't want to feel like that next time. So that's my motivation to journal. But it's the same with any habit. So let that be your motivation rather than shaming yourself. And we're proud of ourselves for having that level of self-awareness as well. So again, it's like this is a zero shame space. Just notice, okay, it didn't feel good, me skipping that habit or doing that habit that doesn't serve me. I'm proud of myself for observing that, and I'm going to learn from it. Okay. So journaling can be words, it can be paragraphs, it can be lists, notes, doodles, stories, letters. This is what I love about the more that I journal with other people. I typically just write and write and write. You can tell how much I waffle. My journal is the same. But sometimes in my membership, members will share their pages and I'm like, oh, you've drawn pictures. I love that. Or bullet points, or like spider diagrams. You have that creativity. It's completely the creative control. It's completely up to you. There's no wrong way to journal. Okay, so opportunities to journal. So you can journal basically whenever you want. But the kind of two main times that I like to think of it are as a habit. So that could be first thing in the morning. Maybe if you could wake up 10 minutes before the kids and just have that time just to release. If you're anything like me, I wake up and my mind is going. So to be able to just let it out, what I've dreamt about, what I'm worried about, anything like that, just let it all out on the paper. And it doesn't have to be before the kids wake up, because it's an amazing tool for kids to see. Or maybe your habit could be at bedtime, once the kids are in bed, or journaling with them, or while they're sat having their dinner, or whatever it might be. It might be in your lunch break, sat in the car in your lunch break doing it, or when needed. So it could be in the moment when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, that you think, right, I'm gonna grab my journal. I need that in this moment. But also when you're feeling excited, when you want to capture a moment or a memory. But it can also be for kind of big events, big things. So, if you're going through a career change, a separation, a divorce, a change in co-parenting structure, there's something in particular that you're like, I really want to heal this. For me, it's shouting has been a big thing that I've been wanting to work on. It's something that I've been journaling on a lot recently, which is a very vulnerable thing for me to share. But yeah, as a parent, it's something that's something that's been coming out a lot for me. So that's been a real topic that I've been journaling on. It may be that you want to manifest something. You're like, I'm ready to find love, or I want to change careers, or I want to manifest money or a holiday, and that's your focus. And as a single parent, these are some of the kind of common reservations that come up for anyone, any person that journals, especially parents, especially single parents. Any of these reservations are so normal. Not having enough time, not having enough child-free time, feeling guilty for doing self-care, because journaling is self-care, when you should, and I've got that in quotation marks, like, please know that it's not a should, but we think it's a should, be doing other things like ironing or work, or, just really boring stuff like work and tidying and stuff like that. Or feeling guilty for doing self-care when you should be with the kids. Not feeling worthy of time. And this is a thing as well, I think, that is more for single parents or parents that co-parent. It's you feel like you should be doing it, or you shouldn't be doing it. You feel guilty for doing it when you should be with the kids. And I think a lot of single parents find that because their time with their kids is less. So for me, sometimes if the boys are with their dad every other weekend, when they're back with me, I remember I had this real shame around, well, I should have just done it when I didn't have them. This should all just be their time. But actually, self-care is like, it's a thing for all the time. Not feeling worthy of time spent doing self-care. So many of us, raise a hand if you've ever put yourself at the bottom of the pile and be like, no, I'm not worthy of it. Everyone else's needs come first. Needing time to be perfect. Yeah, I've got a hand raised. But yeah, needing time to be perfect. So, well, the kids need to be quiet, or they need to be occupied. I need to have an hour. Everything needs to be tidy. And if that's, if the kids start arguing or they just want to sit with you, then you're like, oh, I can't journal. But if you have had any of those, I want you to know that you are worthy of self-care, not just because the happier, calmer, more rested and fulfilled you are, the better you'll be for your child. And I love hearing that when people say, the more you fill up your cup, you'll be a better mum, a better partner, a better employee, employer. That's amazing. But also just doing it because you deserve to feel those things. I get it so often when I work with women and they'll say, well, I'm doing this so that I can be a better mum to my kids. And that's amazing. But also just do it because you deserve it. You deserve to feel calm. You deserve to feel rested. Yes, it's great that has a good knock-on effect on your kids, but you're worthy too, like first and foremost. And it took me a long time to not feel selfish saying this, but I am my priority. My kids mean the world to me, but so do I. And I deserve an amazing life. They deserve an amazing life, and I'm more likely to give them that when my cup is overflowing, but I also deserve to have an amazing life. So do all of you. Self-care is an incredible thing to demonstrate to your child. It teaches them to prioritize themselves. And a lot of us can have this kind of, what's the word, like martyr vibes of like this self-sacrificing, as long as my kids are fed and like they're all fine, then I might have a scrap to eat. but all we're demonstrating to our children is that that's how they should be. Whereas I think it's really important for us to show, I'll say to my kids, I'm just going to go and journal. And I know it's not, mine are 6 and 9, and younger children, it might be harder, or, some children might just not accept that. But I think it's important. I love when they come upstairs in the morning and I'm in bed journaling. And sometimes if I'm in bed on my phone scrolling and I hear them come up, I quickly grab my journal. Because I want them to see that I do that. I'll say, I'm just going to go in the garden and meditate. Could you just be quiet for 10 minutes? They don't always listen, but I think it's really important. And now my eldest has started journaling. My youngest has started asking if he can sage his bedroom and get the bad vibes out. So, they're always watching. And it's a really important thing that they see you taking care of you. Okay, so there are so many reasons why we journal. We can journal to manifest, to heal, to release, to capture moments, to reframe your thoughts. So it's really wonderful just to look at, okay, what's a different perspective here? Is this fact? Is this truth? That is something that I love. If I've had an argument with the co-parent, or I'm feeling triggered by the kids, to sit down and journal, is this true? Is this fact? What's my belief here? What is this, because, and this is an analogy that I love, and I didn't even put this in the presentation, and it's my favorite. Rain is rain. Okay, nothing, everything just is what it is. Okay, so if you imagine a dad looks out of his window and it's the day of his child's outdoor birthday party, and it is peeing it down with rain. And they look out the window, they see the rain, and they're like, oh, this is ruined. The birthday party's ruined. All of the school mums and dads are going to think I'm the worst parent ever. My kid's going to hate me. No one's going to turn up. Like, I hate the rain. The rain has ruined this day. A farmer that lives next door, who hasn't had rain for their crops for 6 months, will look out of that window and say, thank God it is raining. Like, this is a blessing. This has just saved us. I'm going to be able to pay the mortgage now. I'm going to be able to feed my family now. Like, thank you for the rain. This is the best day ever. It's the same rain, same time, same location. The only difference is the beliefs. And when you can have that view, I feel like I'm going more into mindset than journaling here, but it's linked. When you can have that view, like, hang on a minute, how am I perceiving this? Is this true? Is this fact? It's so powerful. But you can just say to yourself, rain is rain, rain is rain. You can use journaling to plan, to goal set, to gain clarity, to change your state. If you're feeling stressed, start journaling on things that make you feel grateful, and you can literally change how you feel. To ground, and can't actually read that. Oh, relax. And to boost self. And by this, I mean boost your self-awareness, your self-assurance, your self-love, your self-confidence, boost everything about yourself. Okay, so with journaling, you might be thinking, but what do I actually write? So there are topical journal flows. You can journal on anything: stress, self-awareness, presence, goal setting, manifesting, inner child work, gratitude, self-love, parenting, single parenting, dating, whatever it might be. Whatever you are going through, you can journal on. And this is a lot of the work that I do. I do topical journal flows. If I have one-to-one clients, we journal on their particular needs, but I also, with my community, will have like a topic of the month. But also, there might not be something in particular that you want to journal on. You might want to just strengthen the habit and just kind of raise your vibrations, just do kind of general journaling. In which case, you could do like an evening journaling flow. This is just a good example. You can journal anything. But a mind dump, some people call it a brain dump. I don't think either sound nice, but it's the same thing. So a mind dump is just emptying your mind. Okay, it doesn't have to be in order, neat, spelled correctly, anything. It's just emptying your mind. And I do these all of the time. Sometimes it's just a couple of lines. I'm really peed off today. The kids are stressing me out. I'm hungry. Have I left the washing machine on? Like, you know, and it can jump between all these different things. I'm worried about this. Oh, I just remembered this that happened when I was 5. But it's just about releasing, and it's great to do at bedtime and in the morning. But I also do it at the beginning of every journal flow that I run. And it's great because it gets all of those thoughts out so you can focus on the journal prompts. But in the morning, you could do, I feel, I'm grateful for, I'm excited for, I will shine light into the world today by. That's a lovely one to do with your kids as well. How are you going to shine your light into the world today? I choose to focus more energy on, and I will not give space to ... today. What are we not giving space to? I'll show love to myself today by, and my intention for today is. And I mean, you could just pick 1 or 2 of those just to do each morning. You don't have to write it, you can just think it. And then for an evening, quite similar, a mind dump, I feel, I'm grateful for, today I learned, I shone light into the world today by, something that brought me joy today was, I released, I showed myself love today by, and my intention for tomorrow is. And then an in the moment one, I thought we could just go through a quick one now. I know we've only got 20 minutes, so we'll kind of whiz through it a little bit. But if you've got, I should have said this at the beginning, if you've got a notebook and pen, amazing. If you haven't, don't worry, just do it in your mind. So just do a quick mind dump. Just what are the thoughts in your head at the moment? Let me pop on a little bit of music. Just remember as well to unclench your jaw, breathe, drop your shoulders, and remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Sometimes we tense and don't breathe. So just go for another minute or so. Okay. So the beauty of a mind dump is you can, in your own time, go for as long as you want. Like some mornings I'll do about 8 pages and I'm like, wow, I had a lot in there. Other mornings I just want to write a line or 2, and that's fine. Like there's no, you know, sometimes people say to me, oh, I only did a line. I'm like, that's fine. Okay. In this moment, I feel. In this moment, I feel. And if you want to put any of the answers in the comments as well, please do. something to note as well is go with what comes to mind first, because quite often we will think something and then think, oh, I can't write that. You know, we'll worry, or we'll feel guilty, or we'll feel judged. But this is a judgment-free space. If you feel peed off, if you feel frustrated, annoyed, angry, or maybe you feel happy and excited in a time where you think that you shouldn't, like however you feel is how you feel. And every time you acknowledge that, you're honoring yourself. You're saying, how I feel is important, how I feel is okay, it's safe, I'm human, and how I feel is valid. And it just strips away that ego and that judgment and people pleasing and anything like that. Okay. So I release. What are you releasing? And again, just go with what comes to mind. I release. And if you want to put that one in the comments, please do. It's a nice one for accountability as well, once you put it out into the universe. I put fear of judgment. I wasn't actively feeling like I had that, but that's what came up. I'm honoring it. Okay. The anger of my day. Yeah. Amazing. And once you say I release it, you're telling it without waffling. But the reticular activating system, it's the part of your brain that filters in useful information, and it tells you what, like it brings in the information that it thinks you need, which is really linked to your core beliefs. But when you're saying I release this, you're telling that part of your brain. So the brain's like, oh, okay, we're releasing that, and it will find the useful tools and people and things that will help you to do that. I release fear of not being good enough. Amazing. Perfect timing for this workshop, as my notebook just got delivered. Amazing.
Oh, brilliant.
Despite the challenges, better days are ahead, and this difficult patch will pass too. Amazing. It will. This too, and that's such a beautiful, this too shall pass, like using that as an affirmation. Like, this will pass. I release myself from the pressure to please others. Amazing. How empowering does that sound? Okay. I'm grateful for. What are we grateful for? So I did not time this well because my pen is running out. With ones like that, it's so nice because it can literally be, I'm grateful for this community, but that kind of prompt can elicit so much more. It might be, I'm grateful for this community because, and then you start to remember all of these reasons why you're grateful, and next thing you know, you've written like 10 pages. Okay, right, there are just 2 more and then we're done. I choose. What do you choose?
Oh, that's so lovely, Jess. I am grateful for this session. Journaling is something I didn't know I needed.
Oh, amazing. I love that. Oh, honestly, I'm so grateful for you all being here.
Oh, I'm grateful for everything, but especially for being there for my son and to look after him. Oh, that's just so beautiful.
Amazing. Okay, the last one, I am. Let's create an I am statement. This can be one word, it can be a sentence. Okay. I'd love to know your I am statements. Mine is I am blessed. I always, whenever I do sessions like this, I'm always just like beaming afterwards. But it could be, I am safe. I'm going to be okay. I am on the right track. I'm committed to myself. There's so many different things that it could be.
Oh, I'm good enough and I've got this.
Yeah.
Just trust yourself and keep going. 100%. Absolutely amazing. Good for you.
A really beautiful journal prompt is like the words I need to hear in this moment are. And it's really lovely because you really get words like that. You know, trust yourself, keep going, you're doing amazingly. And sometimes it's like you've got it within you. You just need that prompt to hear it. I'm trusting the process. I am worthy. Amazing.
Oh, I feel a big group hug coming along.
Yeah. There's a really good app. It's a free app called Think Up. There is a paid version. Yeah, but the free version is amazing. And you can write an affirmation or a bunch of them. You can record yourself saying it, and then you can play it on a loop with some like relaxing music. So you can literally fall asleep to your own voice saying, I am worthy, I've got this, I am amazing. And because it's when it's your own voice as well, your subconscious is like, oh, it must be true because it's us saying it. So that's a good tip if you want to start instilling new beliefs. But yeah, so I feel like I kind of rushed through the journal part a little bit because I wanted to leave time at the end. But obviously with prompts like that, you can take your time. But yeah, thank you so much. So if you want to come and find me, I've got all of my details on the screen. I'm Jessica Avey UK on Instagram, and I've got the Journal Club page as well. And yeah, I do loads of different things. I do courses, one-to-one work. I've got a couple of memberships, one for journaling, one for coaching. But even just coming over and saying hello on my Instagram, because I share lots of mindset and journaling stuff on there. But yeah, I hope that this has given you a really good insight into journaling or inspired you to implement journaling into your daily routine.
Absolutely, Jess. I mean, like I put at the beginning, and like I mentioned to you before we got everyone to join, I used to do journaling when I was feeling at my worst. And if anything for me to take away from this would be, it doesn't really always have to be at your worst, does it? Because then you forget how far you've come on your journey. So yeah, that's what I've taken away. Many more things as well, but that's a big for me to think I need to do it again. I need to do it again.
Yeah, and even though it's a habit that you can pick up at any time, but if you only do it when you really, really need it, and then you don't do it for a while, sometimes it can be harder to get back into it. Or sometimes you even forget. You know, I've had people that have journaled with me in the past and they've stopped for a while. And then when they do come back to it, they're like, I forgot, like you said, like I forgot how much I liked it.
Totally forgot.
Whereas if you just carried on doing it a little bit regularly, you would it would just be a really easy thing. And it's just adding something to your toolkit. So next time, if you feel overwhelmed or stressed or anything like that, you'll grab your journal and pen with ease, rather than sitting in the overwhelm and thinking nothing will make me feel better, I don't know what to do. That tool, and it's such an accessible one. You know, even if you don't like writing or you can't write, you can do voice notes. You can just use them as thought prompts as well. I'll be driving and I just be like, I feel, and I'll just be thinking, and it's made me so much more reflective. Like I listen to myself a lot more, which, I mean, we're always in our heads, aren't we? But I just feel like I see.
But sometimes you might push that thought away, mightn't you? Because again, you're like, oh, I can't think of that now. I'm ironing.
Yeah.
Or I'm cooking, or I've got to do the lunches, and then I've got to get myself to bed because then I've got to go to it. So it's all in that busyness, isn't it?
Or we shame ourselves.
You kind of put it away, don't you? So
we shame ourselves. We think, you know, that feeling's not valid, or that feeling isn't safe, or you know, you've been told for so long growing up, don't cry, big girls don't cry, or you know, stop being a show off, or you know, get over it, or whatever it might be. And then you instill that belief that it's not okay to feel how I feel. And I used to feel so much shame when I would write about how angry I was, or how peed off, or how much I just wanted to run away, or whatever it might be. But then I just actually know it's how I feel and it's valid. So it's another way of honoring yourself, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Neil's put, thank you for this session, Jess, taking away some really good points.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
So in the last few minutes, I did just pop up in the chat. Does anybody have any questions? If you don't feel that you want to unmic yourself and ask, you're very free to pop it in the chat. Myself and Jess can then read it, and Jess can give you some pointers. But like Jess said, if not, you'll know where to find her. And if you've forgotten or you haven't had a chance to write that down, this is recorded and it'll be on the Frollo YouTube channel. So obviously all the presentation will be there, so you can re-watch that again, and then you'll have Jess's details, or feel free to message me on the community, and I can send you Jess's details, no problem at all. Okay.
And yeah, and if
I'd like to say, oh, sorry, Jess, sorry. No,
I was just going to say, if there's something that you think, oh, I don't want to ask it now, you private message me on Instagram. I'm Jessica Avey UK. So Kata said, do you have any tips for a journal lyrics flow? Journal lyrics flow about limiting beliefs. Type it. Oh, sorry. I was thinking, I feel like I should know what that means because I'm a journal coach, but so what did it say? Oh, journaling flow. Okay. Okay, so tips for journaling flow about limiting beliefs. Yes, this is my jam. So when it comes to limiting beliefs, so the best thing is, I'm actually working on this whole ebook about identifying and reframing limiting beliefs, but it's looking at the areas of my life that I feel, if you already know what the limiting belief is, then things like, where does this limiting belief show up? So you want to find what the patterns and the triggers are. So when does it show up? Is it around particular people, when in different places? Is it different times of the week, times of the month, times of the year? And this limiting belief is showing up when? So what is it? Is it when someone says something? Is it a particular word? Like really identifying the patterns and triggers. And then my earliest memory of this limiting belief being present was, or my most prominent memory of this limiting belief, like just trying to really look at where it was instilled. And then something like, this limiting belief is trying to teach me. Because what people don't really realize, and I didn't for so long, is that every every limiting belief has a purpose. And 9 times out of 10, it's trying to protect you from a fear. So maybe you were shamed as a child for you put your hand up in class and you were like, I know the answer, and you got it wrong and everyone laughed at you. And then you're at home and you said, Mum, can I show you this dance routine? And you start doing it and she says, stop being a show off. All of a sudden you're thinking, oh, when I put myself out there, I get shamed. And there's that fear. So you start to develop this habit of, does anyone know the answer? You then start thinking, no, people will laugh at me, don't put yourself out there. And that can manifest in so many different ways: not going for the job, not going for the date, not standing up for yourself in the relationship, all of these things. But why is it doing it? Because it's trying to protect you from getting hurt. And usually there's some kind of fear there. So let's say, what's its purpose, but also what's it trying to achieve? Or what's the fear? And usually it's like fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of humiliation, pain, something like that. So they're really good ones for just really identifying what it is, because once you do, you almost give it grace. When you notice that negative self-talk, or you procrastinating or holding back, which is how your limiting belief is manifesting itself in reality, you're able to say, I understand why you're doing that. Almost as if it's like your ego is here next to you, or the limiting belief. I understand why you're doing that, but actually I'm safe. And why don't we try a different way? But there's so much with limiting beliefs, and then it's looking at, okay, what's another way, that a different way that I could perceive this situation is. An alternative belief is, I can disprove this limiting belief by, what are the facts that show that this limiting belief is not a fact? It's just a belief. And I can instill proof that a more empowering belief, the proof that supports that is.
Amazing.
But honestly, I could go on about limiting beliefs forever. So I know there are more.
Oh, no, don't be silly. Absolutely not. Thank you so much for the session. But did you find that when you do more journaling, your thoughts become better, so they become less negative?
Yeah, absolutely. So it has such an amazing knock-on effect. And it's not that I don't have any negative thoughts, because I'm human, and I feel like it would be very strange to always be happy. And it's part of the human experience to feel angry and sad and all of those. It's healthy, and that's how we know we're happy, because we have the contrast of when we're not happy. So I experience all of those things, but I don't experience them as much, and I don't stay in them, and I don't allow them to mean anything about me. I don't let being angry make me instill a limiting belief that it's because I'm a bad mum, or being sad means that I'm pathetic and I can't get over my ex. It's just, I'm sad, and that's human. And I look at honoring it, feeling it, but then how can I learn from it and move through it? But yeah, absolutely, because I'm kinder to myself. I reflect more, I forgive myself, I express gratitude more. At the end of the day, I look at all the good things that happened. I honor the stuff that wasn't great. I don't ignore it, but I'm like, it wasn't a bad day. This was a bad 5 minutes. Here's all the other good stuff. And it really does. It rewires your brain. It's amazing.
Perfect. Thank you, Jess. This has got me feeling totally inspired, and I have a lovely journaling book, but I rarely make use to take the time, to write in it until now.
Amazing. Yes. My job is done.
My job is done.
On my Instagram, I share loads of journal prompts, and I have a journaling community where we journal every week. So if you want more of that, then just come and follow me. But I'm so glad that I've reignited that.
Amazing. And then if you're journaling for clarity, manifestation and self-awareness, then is there any specific format to follow to get the results you're looking for the medium or into long term?
So I would say being consistent, but also being really clear on what your goal is, and so you kind of have that focus. If you know there's something you want to manifest, like if, for example, one day you're saying, I'm manifesting £10,000, and then the next day you're like, I'm manifesting my dream partner, but there's not like a real kind of there's not a goal. Whereas what I would say with anything like that is really connect to your end goal, how you want to feel, what you want your like ultimate life to be like. For me, it's I want to do things I love with people I love. That's it. That's my ultimate goal, is to spend my time doing things I love with the people I love. So because I can't, when I'm manifesting, it's always things that are in line with that. So I used to always be manifesting a Range Rover, and then I realized that wasn't actually getting me to my goal. Whereas actually, I want a big truck so that I can chuck the kayaks and the paddle boards and the boys' bikes in, because that is in line with my goal. So when I'm doing my manifesting, I'm always making sure, is this actually what I want? I think that's really important. But also when you journal, set an intention. If you're thinking, right, I feel really stressed, I want to release, let that like be your kind of guide for your journaling. If you just think, I just want to give myself some self-love today, let that be your intention, but be intentional with your journaling. But yeah, I would say, yeah, with clarity, definitely get really crystal clear on what your why is and how you want to feel. For me, it's calm. Calm is my ultimate feeling, and I always go back to that.
So. Yeah, I definitely didn't feel calm 7 years ago. I feel calm now, calmer, but definitely not then.
But if you have that intention and you know that is how I want to feel, then everything else can just come back to that. And you'll know when you're going off. Like for me, every time I put, and my big Range Rover, I knew it's because I used to have a Range Rover and the ex took it away. And that's why it was. It wasn't because it's actually what I wanted. And as soon as I got really accountable and like clear with myself on that, I was like, oh, like I was out of alignment. It didn't feel right. I think, yeah, just being really true to yourself. And
yeah. Well, honestly, thank you so very much, Jess. It's been amazing.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely amazing and very inspiring. And it's just been wonderful with everybody. Thank you ever so much for joining in with this session and asking questions as well. Another thing, thank you, Jess. Thanks so much for this session. Definitely feeling inspired.
Amazing. I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Jess, that was fab.
No, you're so welcome, everyone. And I'm just
honestly,
you've just given yourself an hour.
I'm trying to read everybody's thank yous.
Yeah.
And we've had an hour of self-care. How blinking fabulous was that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of Friday night that I'm here for.
Yeah, this is what we love. We love a Friday night like this. We might have one evening though, Jess. We do have a Friday night chat where we all get together and just like chat it out as well on a Friday night with a couple of drinks. That's always quite fun.
Yeah, I love that. I'm in.
We're in. She's in, everyone. You heard it here first. Okay, well, thank you so much for everybody that's joining, and a special thank you to you, Jess. Thank you ever so much for giving us an insight into journey, and hopefully we will see you back here soon.
Yes, I'd love that. Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you, everyone.
Take care. Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.